Hey everybody, it's Rigo here. I'm working on my video right over there and wanted to do a preamble to it because in the video I am trying to get my motor started. All right, this is back in May in 22. I could not get my motor started on my boat. And why it was so important at that point in time was there was a hurricane down in the Gulf of Mexico below Cuba. So, and it was headed toward where I was. I mean, that's where they were saying it might go to. This probability in the cone, whatever. So, I never had to evacuate, but I was thinking, because with where Pensacola is, when a hurricane comes past Cuba, you basically got 48 hours, two days to make a move. And my boat could only go 6 miles an hour, 7 miles an hour, 6 knots. And so I had all that running through my mind, and my boat would not start. So what you're gonna see after this is me trying to get my boat started. It's a diesel engine. You got two things, fuel and air. It was getting air, so it was a fuel issue. Again, I had never had to deal with this before on my boat. So I'm dealing with it for the first time. A storm headed my way, and I was struggling with it. So anyway, what you're about to see is me working through a fuel issue and trying to get the fuel going on my boat so I could get it started. All right? So enjoy the movie. Hey everybody, here we go. Hey guys, it's Mike Rigo. It's about 11 o'clock. I left you a few hours ago when I was talking about what I was doing, and I'm still doing it. I'm going to show it to you, all right? So hold tight. All right. Hey guys, for you, I don't know how well you can see me with this. I'm sitting on my engine. This is how I work on it. And here's what I'm working on. This right here is my fuel water separator. This comes in from my fuel tank. This goes out to the engine. That right there is my fresh water pump. So I had to disconnect that to try to get something underneath this, and I've actually taken this off. I have one more. What I've been doing is I've been in search of tools to get this thing off with. I have a bigger strap wrench right now. And the other thing I have to do is, I can't see it because I'm sitting on it, but underneath here on this side of the engine, I have to bleed the fuel line, and I don't have access to that, so I might be cutting out an access hole from there. So to do this, I've had to undo my freshwater pump, which I'm going to reconnect now, and undo this pump. I'm still not done. It's 11 o'clock. There was a time when I became frustrated about this, not being able to do it, but I mean, everything I'm doing for the first time. I've never worked with my fuel pump before, my fuel filter before. I've learned to give myself a lot of grace. And the big thing I have learned is just to keep at it. Don't quit. That is my big motto in life, is just keep at it, don't quit. So I'm keeping at it. I just want to give you guys a check-in. Talk to you later. Bye. Alright guys, Rio. Got it. I got off. Here it is. And it says white. Here it is. It's off. And that is all the water in it. Right there. That was all the water in that filter. So the filter is almost full of water. And another interesting thing is no fuel was coming out of that. So they didn't have any fuel in it. Interesting. Anyway, I'm going to check out the hose that goes from there to the fuel pump, make sure it's not clogged. If I get the opportunity to, but I'm pumped. I'm pumped that I got that off. And that was the tool right there, just a large strap thing. So it's all good. Remember what I said? Just keep at it. Yeah, we did it. All right, talk to you later. Bye. All right, I got it. So once I got the filter off, I had difficulty unscrewing this from the bottom. And this is how it is. This is the filter, and this is the bottom part, and you can drain it right there. Like I said, when I got it off, I had a difficult time doing it. So what I remembered is one of the guys, he has a boat here. He's got a truck. He did a lot of work. The back of the truck, he's got a small vise. That's what I need to do. So as I was walking out, it turns out he was walking out too. And that's what I was doing. I was about to use his vise. He said, that's fine, because he's a good guy. I've given him some things. And it's good. And that's one of the things I'm learning with the boat, with life, is you can't do it alone. You just cannot. But so that's it. So what I'm going to do is put it together and put it back tonight. And then depending on how I feel, I'm going to see how that line is, because I just want to make sure that the line from the fuel tank to this filter is clear, since I've got everything apart. And if I'm not going to worry about that access panel tonight. We're getting up at 6 tomorrow, so I might jump on it for a little bit before I get to work. But progress. I'm making progress. So when I get through tonight, I'll give you when I settle down, do a final thing on what the storm's doing. And again, we don't know what it's going to do. Gulf Coast, we're used to it. Every part of the country has something. When I lived in Texas, I had tornadoes. Believe it or not, Dallas had ice storms. People have ice storms, tornadoes, earthquakes, and we have hurricanes. And at least with these storms, we get plenty of notice. But so that's all. I'll talk to you in a bit. Bye. Hello all. It's the last one of the day on Saturday 24th. It's about, actually Sunday, it's about 10 to 1. Was able to, this afternoon, was able to replace the fuel filter, fuel water separator. Got that done. Started to prime it, but I'm going to wait till tomorrow. And so here is what we're looking at. When I'm looking at these, the place I like to go to is the National Hurricane Center website, nhcno.gov. They get pretty straightforward things. They had a cool website, however it got commercial, believe it or not. So what this is saying is, here it is right now, Saturday 11 p.m. that's where it was, and then it's going to become a hurricane. It's going to pop right here. And this has always been what I've known is, by the time something gets right here to the Gulf Coast, you got 2 days, 48 hours. So this is 8 a.m. Tuesday, and the eye is 8 p.m. on Thursday. So a little more than 2 days, but you've got about 2 days when things hit right here. And that didn't really hit me until I moved to Miami and realized what this distance was right here. So the zip, now this is where I am. This is where it's going to go. And like I said earlier, I don't believe any of that. I don't, because I mean it's that eye is going toward about 150 miles east of here, and that can easily change. But anyway, the east side's a good side, the best side, being on a hurricane. So anyway, that's all. So that's it for today. This is what it's like being on the Gulf Coast with a boat on during hurricane season. This is Rejen Sailing, episode 1, week 1, episode 1 of season 1. Hope y'all are great. Thank you for coming along for the ride. Thank you. Really appreciate it. It's gonna be fun. Talk to you later. Bye. Hello everybody. It's Rigo, Captain Rigo from Rejen Sailing. This is season 1, episode 1, day 2. Gonna call this episode Ian. Hope everyone's doing good. Want to just give you the intro of what we're doing here. Hope everyone's had a great day. I left you last night with about midnight of me finishing up replacing the primary fuel filter. Excuse me, that is a Navy training helicopter flying over. But replacing the primary fuel filter or a fuel water separator. I showed you a picture of that. It took me a long time to get that done because it's all tight. Watched a lot of videos on different ways to take off oil filters, which are similar. And the very last resort you do on those, and this filter included, is to run a screwdriver through it and use that as a lever. But I didn't want to get to that. So what I did was I went and got a bigger wrench. I used a strap wrench. I actually had another bigger one. Went and got that, brought it back, and worked at it and got it off. And then got the fuel separator off. So tonight what I'm going to be working on is bleeding the system. As I said yesterday earlier, this engine is a diesel engine. This engine works with diesel and air. However, it doesn't work with air in the fuel system, the fuel lines. And like I said, I've opened up the fuel filter. There's going to be air there. I filled it up, but there's still air there. And so I'm going to be working from the tank back to the engine. I'm bleeding the system. There's several places that I can unscrew and pump, and I'll share with you as I do it. But that's what I'm going to do tonight. I'm going to bleed the system. And then once I get it bled, I'm going to turn her over and crank her up. So that's it. Back to Ian. We got a tropical storm out there, Ian. Ian's still in the Southern Caribbean. But he is making news. I've seen pictures of stores, shelves are bare in cities in Florida, because what they've done, and today, just as I've looked, I have seen potential places where this storm will come ashore north of Tampa and as far as Pensacola. That is over 450 miles spread apart. The area where it looks like it may go is in the corner where Florida goes down. It's called Big Bend. That's actually the least populated part of Florida. Right there, for some reason, I don't know why. But that's it. That's where it's done. But as I said yesterday, we don't know where this is going to go. We absolutely don't. I was trying to remember and I'll dig it up. One year when I was here growing up, Pensacola, we had 2 storms a month apart, and one of them went down the coast and came back, turned back and came back. So I don't know what drives them. I'm gonna learn about them more. All I know is they're unpredictable. And like I said, the time frame I've seen it, if it was to come up here, would be Friday morning, 8 a.m. And so this is Sunday night. So I'm beginning to work through my time schedule on what I may do, what I would do if certain things happen. Because on a hurricane, you want to be on the west side of the eye because they rotate counterclockwise. And so the most powerful part of that is the eastern part of the eye where the wind is blowing up and it just hits the shore. So if you're on this side of the eye, and the eye is the center, that is the best place to be for a hurricane, if there is a good place to be, but the damage is reduced dramatically. I mean, I remember going to Panama City when Hurricane Michael, after that hit, and just seeing the difference between, because the eye went right over Panama City, the difference between the parts that were east of the eye and west of the eye. So that's it. I'm about to get to bleeding. I'm not going to be bleeding myself, but I'm going to be bleeding the air system, and that all that is working the air out of the lines. I've never done it before on any vehicle I've ever owned, so this is my first time doing it. So I'm expecting to take a while, but like I said, yesterday I stayed at it. I got that fuel filter off. That was a pretty big accomplishment for me last night. So hope you're doing well. Like this is Rejen Sailing. What's Rejen? It's all about our personal power, our power to change our future. All right. And we do it by little decisions we make every day. Small decisions. Small decisions we make today will change our tomorrow. And that's it. Why is that important to me? Because I lived a long time, long time, not believing I had the power to change my future. I lived a long time believing that I was a victim of the events and surroundings and everything around me. And then recently, not within the past year, but I think last summer, I've got written down when it happened, but when I realized that I am responsible for everything in my life. I'm responsible for everything right now. But the strength of that is, so I am responsible for my future. Now, a part of that is you cannot do it alone. Because you've got responsibility for it, doesn't mean you're out there, you're a lone ranger. Because another thing I've learned is life's better with someone else, with others. I've traveled all over the U.S. on a motorcycle alone, driven around alone, and there's nothing in that. I don't want to be a solo sailor. I want a team. I want a team with me. I want a clan. I want a clan with me. So more about that coming later. But let me get to it. It's about to get dark. My favorite time to work. And I'll let you know how it goes. Talk to you later. Bye. Hello everyone. Today here on Rejen Sailing. Hear that sound? That's my engine running. That's my engine running. Why I'm overjoyed, been running about a month, and in the previous episode you'll see I was preparing for a hurricane, or thinking about preparing for a hurricane, but I had to get my engine running first. And as I was telling you, a diesel engine is fuel in air. So if you're having for me, having trouble starting it, it was a fuel issue, and I'll go into it more. But I ended up having to bleed the fuel system. I had a leak from the fuel line into the main fuel filter, which I didn't know I had. And so anyway, I sorted it all out, and here we go. And here we are where I am right now. And you'll see behind me, I'm going to give you just a view. It's windy. It's windy right now. We've got wind coming from the north. I'm not sure the exact power. I don't have that tool on my boat. If I wants to provide Rejen with a wind meter, you're more than welcome to. But yeah, but I'm really feeling for the folks down in South Florida, because I mean, that storm is huge, and it had everybody keyed in on Tampa, and then it shifted south. On the area south of Tampa, I've got some dear friends that live there, and it's like, I mean, there's no place, a good place for a hurricane to hit. But I just feel for them, because their life's going to be distracted for a bit. It's going to be turned upside down. So anyway, that's all. But my first chapter, first episode, was going to be Ian, and so it's going to be a short one. As far as this, I might do one other, just on what hurricanes and what they are, how they're about. And like I said, when I was first talking about this, they are unpredictable. I mean, they are very unpredictable. And I mean, I was reading and reading all about it, and they were trying to make predictions of where it was going when it was, you know, way, I mean, not even hitting Cuba yet. And for us here on the Gulf Coast, in my opinion, when it comes to North Cuba, that's when we have a good indication of where it's going to go. So anyway, but that's it. So this is the end of episode 1. Ian, episode 2 might be about hurricanes, just a brief video on what hurricanes are, how they're about, because they will be a part of my world. They've been a part of my world all my life, mine and my family's. But that's it. But the engine's running. I did it by myself. I mean, had the help of friends and had the help with YouTube videos. But that was it. And I'll probably in the next one go in more detail about how I fix it. So that will be the conclusion of episode 1. So this is the almost conclusion. But I hope everyone's doing well. If you're down in South Florida right now, I really feel for you. Just hunker down, and then just take it one step at a time. I mean, that's pretty much what I'm doing in my life. Just, you know, what I have to do now, take care of it, and then move on. FYI, something I've learned recently is a good explanation of depression and anxiety. Depression is when you spend all your time thinking about the past. You get anxious and anxiety when you think about the future. And what I'm trying to do right now is, and I'm doing a good bit, is just focus on where I am right now. And that's it. So that's helping. So anyway, the engine's running. I can't tell you how excited I am about that. The wind dies down tomorrow. I'm off work. We might go out and just celebrate this. But hope you're well. Talk to you later. Bye.